Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Tyson's Run from writer-director Kim Bass, who had previously created shows like Sister Sister and was a writer on Living Color. And this film focuses on an unathletic boy with autism who winds up becoming an unlikely marathon champion. And the story is about him trying to connect with his parents and also learning from a former marathon runner. And you have Major Dodson, who plays Tyson, who honestly I think does a fine job in being believable in this role and does a fine job in portraying Tyson. He seems to be like the one main fully fleshed out character in this movie. And you have Amy Smart, who plays his mother, and Rory Cochrane, who plays his dad. Cochrane's a little flat and just he's supposed to be rough, stoic dad. Literally shows barely any emotion in this film. And Amy Smart's swinging for the fences every time there's even a little bit of drama, and it's just whoa. And both of these characters are so stereotypical parent archetypes, and so everybody else in this film are just such stereotypes. Even Barkhad Abdi, who was in Captain Phillips, who's in this film, who plays the marathon runner, is the horrible trope of hey, there's a black person who's gonna come in and teach this white person how to do something. And it's just that kind of story. And the dialogue is really iffy and clunky and awkward 90% of the time. He gets bullied at school, and it's all the same Bully 101 cliche crap that you see in any other coming of age story. And you have bullies in school, just all those kinds of things. And then the script throws in a bunch of conflicts that don't feel necessary at all. It's just this kid's already trying to compete in a marathon at 15 years old. That's enough conflict. And then it's just his mentor got thrown out of marathon running, and the mayor for some reason is this horrible dude who's just hey, I don't want this kid making a clown show out of a circus out of my marathon. And it's just are you serious? Why does this even need to be in this movie? You could have trimmed out a decent chunk of conflict that just magically appears in the third act of this film that didn't need to be there, because there's already enough of his parents just, are just frustrated and have all these things. It's they don't seem to have a very healthy marriage. The dad seems to be very distant about his son. He'd rather go coach his football team, his champion football team. And, it is a nice story. It has a good message about this kid coming over the odds. And, the racing part is pretty exciting how they build it up. They do have a really silly, TV duo broadcasting on it. And then there's one moment where he starts running with the young woman that he has a thing for. And they're, very obviously just going this in place in front of a green screen. And you're just and it just took me completely out of the film. And it's really important because this was a big climactic moment of the film. He's in the marathon, and it's just nope, let's just rip you out of there and do something silly. And in the end, this film has good intentions. It has good themes and ideas. And for a faith-based film, it doesn't really beat you over the head with those kinds of things. But there's just overstuffed with a bunch of extra conflict that didn't feel like it was necessary. The dialogue is very clunky, and a lot of these characters are just very flat and two-dimensional, and it's hard to really get interested in them. But at least Tyson, he's a good kid, and you want to root for him. But those are my thoughts on Tyson's Run. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.